Hello and welcome to video number 4. My name's Dean Roberts and I look after the UK and Ireland for Calcom Software. Now, this particular video is about why point-in-time security just isn't enough. Now, let me ask you a question. If someone was to ask you to evidence your organisation's current security posture tomorrow, what would you show them? Would it be an audit from last month? Would it be a penetration test report from last quarter? Or could you show them evidence that actually reflects your environment and as it exists today? Now, this is becoming more and more important. Now, there's major limits to point-in-time assessments, and most organisations rely on policies, audits, penetration tests, and compliance reports to demonstrate their security posture. And those things absolutely have value, but they only tell you what was true at a specific point in time. They don't tell you what your environment looks like today, because quite simply, since that audit, servers may have been rebuilt, patches may have been installed, applications have been updated, and configuration changes have been made. So your environment is constantly evolving day in, day out. Now, configuration drift. Now, there's a name for what happens to systems when they gradually move away from their intended security baseline, and it's called configuration drift, and it happens in almost every single organization. Sometimes it's a configuration change to resolve a performance issue. Sometimes it's an application that needs security setting changed, or sometimes it's an emergency fix that was applied at 2 a.m. in the morning that never made it to the change record. And none of these changes are actually unusual. They're simply the reality of managing a complex IT environment. But over time, those small changes, they all become larger when they add up. The environment that you think you have is slowly becoming very different than what you had 3, 4, 5 months ago. And that's where the risks ultimately begin to grow. So the evidence is a major challenge. Now, imagine a regulator or an auditor asks you, can you prove that your critical systems remain securely configured over the past 12 months? Now, if your answer is, here you go, please see the audit from last month, the report that surrounds that, the next question is likely to be, well, what happened after the audit? Or perhaps you say, our policy requires that our systems remain securely configured at all times. The next question quickly becomes, well, how do you make sure that they stay that way? And that's the real challenge. The bill isn't just about having security controls in place. It's about being able to demonstrate that those controls remain effective over time. And unfortunately, point-in-time evidence is no longer an answer to any of those questions asked by the auditors. Now, why does this matter? Well, this isn't just a compliance issue, it's a massive security issue. If configuration drift exists across your environment and you don't know about it, then you simply have security gaps that you just weren't aware of or you can't see. That's a risk to an organization, and it's a risk that no organization wants to discover during a security audit, or worse, after a security incident. Now, why are manual checks never enough? And the common response to an auditor is, oh, we'll just check things more often. But that's much easier said than done. When you're responsible for hundreds or if not thousands of servers and devices, manual checks quickly become very time consuming and very difficult to maintain, especially when security teams are already stretched, and we know that resource is massively stretched within organizations. So the challenge still remains. You know what your environment looked like the last time that you checked, but in reality, you don't know what it looks like today. So look, what's next as part of this video series? In the next session, I'm going to look over how organizations move beyond point-in-time snapshots and how building continuous confidence in their security posture will help massively in all of these different scenarios. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.